bestbookbits.com brings you the book summary of Less Doing, More Living, Make Everything in Your Life Easier by Ari Meisel. This book will give readers new tools and techniques for streamlining their workload, being more efficient in their day-to-day activities, and making everything in life easier. Less is more, or more specifically, the less you have to do, the more life you have to live. Efficiency expert Ari Meisel details his Less Doing philosophy, which will streamline your life and make everything easier. In business and personal lives, it often seems as if the only way to get more done is by putting in more time, more hours at the office, more days running errands. But what if there were a way that we could do less and free up more time for the things and people we love? Optimizing workflow with 21st century apps and tools, creating an external brain in the cloud to do all of your lower thinking, like keeping track of appointments, meetings, and ideas. Use technology to live a paper-free life. The 3 fundamentals of wellness, fitness, sleep and nutrition, and technological approaches to improving these areas of life, and so much more. This book will give readers new tools and techniques for streamlining their workload, being more efficient in their day-to-day activities, and making everything in life easier. On with the book summary. Now, before we jump in, we at Best Book Bits have done over 1,000 book summaries in video, written, and audio format. So check out the website bestbookbits.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. All right, book summary. Less doing, more living. The 3 keys to less doing. Number 1, optimize. Number 2, automate. 3, outsource. For any challenge, the first thing to do is to optimize it. Break it down to its bare minimum. Simplify it and eliminate everything that's not completely necessary. Once you boil the task down to its essentials, the goal is to break what's left into bite-sized tasks that can be replicated and possibly delegated. 9 fundamental principles. Number 1, the 80-20 rule. 2, creating an external brain. 3, customization. 4, choose your own work week. 5, stop running errands. 6, finances. 7, organization. 8, batching. And 9, wellness. The fundamental 1, 80-20 rule. We only have so much time, and if you want to be successful without spending all day working, then you have to learn to work smarter. A huge part of this is focusing on items that have a large return. How do you know which areas of your life are yielding high returns? That's where tracking comes in. Tracking is critical because if you don't track or measure what you're doing, you can't make it better. Optimizing your processes and creating the manual of you. You need to break each process down to the fewest, most explicit steps possible so that they are easy for you to complete and, more important, can be automated or outsourced entirely. Once a process has been perfected, delegate the task out of sight and out of your mind. It's the first step to making life as easy as it can be. Ultimately, 20% of your energy, not time, but energy, should be spent on work. Spend the other 80% on rest and self-improvement. This may seem counterintuitive, but by investing in rest and self-improvement, you reap benefits that make you far more efficient and feed your work. It's a self-supporting cycle. Resources for the 80-20 rule. Self-tracking and awareness. Know where you're allocating resources so you can find areas to improve efficiency. Things like rescue time, Basis, Fitbit, iDoneThings, TimeHop, Thrive, Food Tracker, creating the manual of you, and Essential versus Optimal, some of the apps you can download. Fundamental 2, creating an external brain. Have a system that allows you to find anything at any time. You need constant, universal, instant access to everything you know. Using your memory to store everything is stressful and unreliable. Instead, you can create an external brain that stores everything reliably, offers instant access, and frees your mind for more interesting work. The heart of the external brain is note-taking. If an idea is in your head, get it out. Ideas in your brain work like traffic on a highway. We have to create idea flow for good ideas to come out. Emptying your inbox. With an optimized inbox, everything there is something that should be dealt with, deleted, or deferred. If it's something you've already finished, delete it. If it's something you can do now, do it. If it's not something you can do now, defer it to a time that you can. Eliminating your to-do list. Your to-do list is destroying you. I'm adamantly and vehemently against all to-do list of all kinds, whether it's post-it notes, Wonderkit, Google Tasks, or worst of all, a whiteboard. The problem with the way most people use to-do list is that they become a dumping ground for things that can't actually be done. All it does is remind you of what you're not getting done. That creates cognitive dissonance, which makes us subconsciously unhappy and unable to go forward. You don't have to worry about to-do list or prioritizing. All you need to do is work on your timing. Every task has a time associated with it, when it needs to be started, checked on, or finished. The idea is to bring those tasks into focus at times you can actually deal with them, and then you deal with them. Then you never have to worry or think about them again. That's where followup.cc comes in. It allows you to replace your to-do list using your email inbox. Because it comes into your email, and email is a disruptive technology. Unlike calendars or other reminder systems, you can use it to get rid of your to-do list completely. To eliminate your to-do list, take an approach similar to dealing with emails. Look at your current list and ask yourself this question: when is the right day and time for me to do this item? Then choose one of the following 4 options. Number 1, do it now. 2, defer it to a time using followup.cc. If it's a regularly reoccurring task, use re-snooze. For approximate intervals, use hassleme.co.uk. Number 3, delegate it to your virtual assistant. 4, email or manually add it to Evernote if it has to do with an idea, notes, or research. For most items on your to-do list, the key is to finding the right timing. Timing a task well isn't just about whether I'm busy or not busy. Everybody has a different circadian rhythm. Just like there are morning people and night people and people who work out at different times, there are better times of the day for each person to make phone calls, do meetings, and work. Now, obviously, we live in a world where we have to work with other people's schedules, but you want to do the best you can to work within the schedule that works best for you. People often try to accomplish this with various calendars and reminder tools, but there's something special about email. This disruptive technology is uniquely suited to getting us to do things. You probably had the experience that when a calendar reminder pops up, you snooze it, then you snooze it again, then again, then again, then it's gone and undone. Email doesn't do that. If it's at the top of the list, it needs to be dealt with, deferred, or deleted. That's it. By processing email this way and using followup.cc to handle deferrals, you can keep your inbox clear and eliminate your to-do list. You can replace most of the functionality of a CRM system because you now have a system for handling follow-ups with customers and prospects. After you eradicate your to-do list, you'll never need it again. Your inbox will become your de facto, extremely short-term and hyper-focused list of things that need to be done now, and that's all you need to be concerned with. Once you get your email optimized and handling your to-do list for you, the final piece of your external brain is a virtual assistant. Hiring a virtual assistant. With on-demand assistants, there's a pool of assistants. One of them gets your task, does it, and moves on. You may never interact with that person again, and she knows nothing about you. With dedicated assistants, you deal with the same person every day, and he knows a lot about you and does a lot of things for you. On-demand assistants are great for people who are just starting out and have few tasks, and they're great for the very advanced people. In the middle, you should do with a dedicated assistant. For virtual assistants, there are 2 companies I like to use. On Demand, Fancy Hands. Their service starts at $25 a month for 5 tasks. For $95 a month, you get unlimited tasks. They use all US-based assistants. Dedicated Zirtual. For $197 a month, you get a dedicated assistant and unlimited access. Although the system tops out at 10 hours, there are also more expensive plans you can offer more hours per month. Again, the assistants are all US based. You always get the same person, so he or she gets to know you, your tasks, your emails, your habits, and your preferences. The 2 biggest concerns I hear from people are that they don't have the time to train someone new and they don't know which tasks to have the assistant perform. But with plans starting at $25 for 5 tasks, there's no excuse not to give it a try. Resources for creating an external brain. Create a note-taking system that is archived, searchable, and shareable. Stop prioritizing and get rid of your to-do list by working on your timing. Fundamental 3, customization. We live in a society that offers operation for customization of just about everything imaginable. Food, clothes, vehicles, and even a box of Legos can be designed and manufactured specifically for you. There is tangible value in getting exactly what you want and leaving out what you don't. There are many companies devoted to creating customer products. If what you need is less tangible, like software or travel planning, you can find someone to do it for you on Elance. Another favorite outsourcing website is Fiverr, where people will do gigs for $5, ranging from extremely bizarre to the very useful. Fundamental 4, choose your own work week. What is a work week? My work week consists of the times with clients, vendors, and other business contracts can have a reasonable expectation of getting in touch with me and or receiving some sort of work product. It's not that I only work 2 days a week. I'm working all the time, and I love what I do. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I know I'll have hectic days, but this form of batching fuels me to power through with motivation and efficiency. Remember, your work week is not the time when you do your work. It's the time during which business contracts can interact with you. You can limit this to as much or as little time as works best for you. Fundamental 5, stop running errands. I don't want you to run errands ever again. They're not efficient, and there's no way to make them efficient. They're a waste of your time. The number one service I recommend to eliminate errands is Amazon Subscribe and Save. It allows you to subscribe to non-perishable items that Amazon sells: dog food, toilet paper, toothpaste, and other things like that. You can set what you want and how much. For example, 3 tubes of toothpaste every 2 months. You can cancel any delivery at any time, and you can get an extra delivery at any time. So it's hardly even a subscription. You immediately get 5 to 15% discount for buying this way. Most important, once you set it up, you don't have to think about it anymore. For errands that you can't eliminate or automate, it's time to outsource. You can get someone to do these real-world in-person tasks for you. One such service is called TaskRabbit. It's a lot like Elance, but for real-world tasks. You can use TaskRabbit iPhone app to enter a request by voice or text. You can tell them what you need and when you need it, and a TaskRabbit provider will complete the task for you. It's a competitive market among the helpers, so you'll get fast responses and competitive rates. TaskRabbit can handle tasks like dropping off donations for charity, buying groceries, taking your car to the shop, hanging a shelf in your apartment, fixing your computer, and doing your holiday shopping. The site will also offer suggestions free of charge. Fundamental 6, finances. The less doing lifestyle is about efficiency, and we believe this efficiency should translate to financial savings too. It's not enough to simply manage your finances. To accomplish these goals, you need a clear picture of where your money is and where it's going. Fundamental 7, organization. Organization comes in many forms, from mental checklists to email processes to designing the layout for your physical space. The key is to set limits. What limits? Upper limits and lower limits each have a place and can be useful in their own right. Examples: a single box of electronics. Adding anything new requires something old to be taken out and dumped and sold. Never have more than 50 emails in your inbox. You don't need more than 8 boxes of cereal. You shouldn't spend more than a few minutes per hour on Facebook. Upper limits are obvious, but many people miss the other side of the coin, the minimum limits to the things we do. These apply very well to travel. I want to take 1 trip per month. Fitness: I want to run 30 miles per week. Nutrition: I will cook at home 3 times per week, and so on. Fundamental 8, batching. Batching is the flip side of what we discussed in the 4th fundamental. Choose your own work week. We're batching similar tasks together to gain efficiency. Batching is all about getting in the zone and minimizing transition time. Instead of constantly getting interrupted and switching focus, you let similar tasks accumulate and deal with them all at once. As you think about the tasks you could do in batches, remember that it's even better to eliminate those tasks altogether if you can. Many small nuanced tasks involve processing paper in one way or another. In some cases, eliminating the paper means you can stop doing these tasks altogether. Fundamental 9, wellness. Wellness is the foundation of everything else. As technologically efficient as I can make you, you're still a person. If you're not sleeping enough or eating well, there's a limit to how productive you can be. It comes down to the amount of stress in your life and how you deal with that stress. To attack stress, you need to look at fitness and nutrition. Sleep is the cornerstone of a healthy lifestyle and the main determining factor of wellness. It's important to recognize that good sleep, it's really about quality, not quantity. There are many ways to affect your sleep, diet, and exercise. Happen to be in the months the easiest to control. And that's wrap on this book summary, Less Doing, More Living. If you like the summary, click the link to download this. We at Best Book Bits have done over 1,000 summaries in video, written, and audio format. So check out the website, bestbookbits.com. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe, like, and share. And also follow us on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. If you want to sponsor the channel, we put together the top 450 best book bit summaries in one massive downloadable PDF. So again, click the link below to check this out. Thank you again for watching and listening. Have yourself an amazing